I just thought, well, you had to do it through a lawyer just because it was this very complicated thing that had to be done through a lawyer. And then when I sat down, I started to review it. I saw a lot of people will do it on their own, or they will just send their package to an attorney, or they will use different resources online to help you build your own package. So that's when I saw that there was more ways to do it beyond just doing it through an attorney. So that's when I started to digging in, okay, well, what other alternatives are there beyond just doing it through an attorney? But also I wasn't feeling very comfortable doing it completely on my own. So that's when I started to look at alternatives, so maybe a guided way to do it. And that's how I got to you guys. When you search for something on Google, you find mixed answers sometimes about what to put in certain section and what to answer, because everything is so nuanced depending on your situation as an immigrant. So that was mostly my concern of doing it on my own, that I might not do it right, and the things that I'm not so sure about, I wouldn't get clear answers. So that was mostly my concern. And also because in the past, I used to work for a brief period of time as an assistant to a couple of attorneys, and I saw how the adjustment of status through marriage for clients was handled. And something that I liked is that I wanted to be able to have more hands-on on the process and choose when I was going to send the package. And I felt that maybe working with an attorney, I wouldn't be able to get to do that. It will be on the attorney's time whenever they had time to submit it. So mostly that was the reason why deviated me from doing it with an attorney mostly. So I never really asked an attorney. I just knew, like, from I have an idea for the period of times that I worked through attorneys. Sometimes like I will hear amounts like maybe $6,000, $7,000, or sometimes it will be on the cheaper side, but mostly it was because of that I wanted a more hands-on experience. And with attorneys, you just send them everything and they put the package for you. And I wanted to be able to have I'm a more close-up engagement with the process and with what was being submitted. So from what I would see, people will send their evidence, like pictures and everything, and they will send their information. I believe people won't fill out their own forms. The attorney will fill it based on the information that the client will send, just because I wasn't particularly close to that process in the office. So that's how I was seeing it. Like, people weren't filling their own forms. They will just send the evidence, like in many pieces of information. People will send pictures through CDs and like print it, and also through paper, and like many ways, and the attorney had to put everything together and fill out the information. So that's how I saw that it went when doing it with an attorney. And I don't know, I feel like I wanted to be able to fill the form and know and see it right before I send it. And that's the experience I wanted to have, rather than send my information off to somebody and not know how they were going to put it together and who knows what. We will get in the office the receipt notices and things like that, and the attorney will send them a copy. But people, I don't know if maybe because they weren't so on hands with the immigration process and they didn't have a lot of information how to oversee your case, people will call a lot to ask how's their case going. Sometimes the attorney will make themselves not available just because they're handling other cases, other consultations, and people just want to know how their case is. And so I will see that happening a lot. People just calling every couple months asking because they had no idea what was going on. So that's how I saw that it was being handled. So I don't know, maybe if it was lack of information that people weren't able to check the process on their own, but that's how I saw that it was. People was calling every couple months asking, hey, how's my case going? I don't know how to check it. So that's how I saw it. And that's what I didn't like about it, is that I don't know. I feel that the immigrants should know how to check it, how to be able to see how's it going without having to call. And sometimes attorneys are really not available. They're in court or they're doing whatever else to answer that question. So sometimes the attorney will refer, well, you let them know how it's going the case. So, and I feel that people feel safer talking to the attorney. So that's how it was handled when I was in the office. Yes, I evaluated Boundless at the beginning. Like, I just looked through their website. They have a lot of articles as well. And I don't know, like, I didn't really continue to investigate about the pricing because I didn't feel that it was as personal. So here's the thing, like, Boundless is very hands-off. Attorneys is very, you send everything and you don't know. I wanted to find a middle point of, okay, I put it together, but I also want this, like, an actual real person, not a website to tell me what to do. So that's what I wanted to find and I feel that your guys' process is a good middle point between that, because it's not completely on my own and following a guideline online, but also not completely me sending everything and me not knowing how the package was being put together. So that's why I came to find you guys and your process. And what I like, it was that you guys were very reachable. Like I felt that you guys, I could either send you an email or through the group, Facebook group, or to the weekly calls. Like that made me feel more comfortable. Okay, these people are reachable. Like because I know calling an attorney's office, you call, it's most likely you're not gonna get through to them. You're gonna get through the assistant, or they call you back in a couple of weeks or whatnot. And I feel it through Boundless. I don't know exactly how the process is with them, but I don't know if they have an actual person talk to you when you have questions. So yeah, so that was the case for me. Yeah, so I just wanted to be able to put my package together, mostly do it myself, fill everything up, but sort of having a guide of, okay, in case I don't know what to do in these certain sections of the forms, which happen a lot. Somebody that I know that knows a lot, like you guys are attorneys, and you're not some random people that just happen to share information about how to do it, can tell me this, you feel it this way. And there's also this group that you guys have that people bounce off information about their process, and also like you guys are very reachable. So that's what I like, that it was very easy for me to do it without having the being anxious about, oh, maybe this, I don't know if I'm filling this up right. I can literally ask you through email or through the group chat or join the weekly Zoom calls, and that was going to be solved. And it happened a couple times. I joined at least twice to ask things that I wasn't really sure about. And I like that the package included, it was a very encompassing package that included all of the assistance in all of those processes. That's going to be pretty much all the processes I have left until I become a citizen and I don't have to worry about anything else. So I like that. Well, it includes all of this because I know that maybe with attorneys, you're paying just for adjustment of status. Then removal of the condition is maybe is another price, naturalization is another price, requesting your parents is another price. So I like that it was encompassing and like a one-time thing. To go for all these things that I'm gonna come later in a couple of years for me. Maybe from the first call we had a first initial call where you talked to us more like thoroughly through the process about pricing and everything that encompassed from the group chat to the weekly calls. And that's what draw me a lot of, oh, okay, maybe these people have these things set in place where I can reach them out very often and like pretty much at any time, and they're gonna answer, in a timely manner. So I like it. That's what I like a lot, that you have a system set in place where people can feel comfortable asking questions and they know that they're gonna be answered within, I don't know, a day or two, or I can join a call with you that you have set up for every week, and I can just ask however questions I have. So that's what I like the most about the process. Yes, I feel like it was very easy to go through it. It was a lot, but it's built pretty much like a college course now that I think about it. But yes, I like that it was very thorough, and you will go to every box, every section. If there's nuances of depending on your case, you will talk about it. So I feel that gave me a lot of reassurance, and a lot of things that I thought I would have questions on, through the videos, you will answer them. That was something that I liked a lot. Like by the moment I got through the end of looking at each section, I realized a lot of the questions and, concerns I have and things I wasn't sure about, she answers them here, because you will say in your videos, oh, you fill this up except if you blah, and then you explain nuances and why not. And if there were things, very small things really, that I really didn't get answered through on the module, I would just hop on the call and ask you. So that was what I like. It was really good, very put together, very thorough. And it was also, in case I don't get an answer, you're very readily available for us in case we have any concerns or questions. So I believe I started that same night when I gained access to the method and to the platform with the resources. I get started. First, I took a look at it to familiarize myself with the forms and what needed to be filled out, and also what things I needed to collect, because that took time too as well. Besides filling out the forms, collecting the information and documents you need from other people. In my case, I got affidavits of support, so like getting the people, picking them up, driving them to a notary, doing all those things. So I get started right away, and I made a list. Okay, what information documents do I need? And I started updating. For example, Alex's driver's license, he hasn't updated his address. And it was a good piece of evidence to have a driver's license with the same address. So we got his appointment at the DMV. Like, we did all these different things. So yeah, I got started right away, mostly with filling out the first form. I believe it was the I-130, and I got started filling that out, but also got a list of, okay, this is all the documents and things I need that I don't have on hand right now. And yeah, pretty much right away, the first day I got access, I started working through it.
Do you remember how long it took you to put your entire application together?
It took me 2 weeks. It was mostly And it was mostly because I was waiting on other documents that I was waiting on other people's signatures and different things that I was putting together. I was very confident. I feel like because I saw all the resources you guys had shared, and also I see a lot of the success testimonies you guys share, and also through the Facebook group, I saw other people that will share these stories in the past. So I feel very confident because I knew I was doing it with people and filling it out in a way that people have done it before me have succeeded through it. So I feel very good about it. It's like I put it the best way I could, the most understandable for the immigration officer, the way that I felt it will look better. So yes, I feel very confident, particularly because I was 100% sure of everything I put in. There was nothing I sent that I'm not really sure about that answer. I hope it worked. I was sure of everything because either I knew I was sure or I asked you and you clarified for me. So that's what made me very confident about the package I was sending. I sent my application on March 5th because I was trying to beat the price increases.
Yeah.
So I sent the application on March 5th, and by May, I got my combo card, so the travel and the work permit approval. So about 2 months after, I got the approval and then the card through mail. So because the interview was waived, my biometrics were also waived because I had already an immigration process prior. So everything was waived for me, thankfully. So on July 4th, I got an update about my I-130 and subsequently 485 being approved. So maybe from May to a month and a half later, I got it approved. So I didn't even get to use my travel permit or work permit. I got the green card right away. So I enrolled in the method on February of 2024, sent the package on March 2024, and got the green card on July 2024. 5 months, maybe. And for the moment I sent the package, it was 4 months, really. Like the exact amount of time, it was 4 months. From the moment immigration got my package to the moment I got my green card in my hands were 4 months. I will look a lot through people when they share that they received their green card, and I will see their timelines, or whenever people got RFEs, I will take a look of how they handled it and what their RFEs was. So it's very reassuring to see a lot of people, what they were doing and sharing their timelines and did access and also the RFEs they will receive or maybe other things. So yes, I really like being able to be part of the group and take a look at what were other people doing and how long it was taking them as opposed to me. So yes, I liked it a lot. I feel like I joined the Zoom calls maybe twice, and it was very reassuring about more specific things in my case that I didn't know necessarily how to answer on the form. Other people were sharing their stories, and a lot of times I will get answers for things through the group. Like people would sometimes, one person was telling their story about how they used the travel permit to exit and come back, and I was like, I'm curious how that is, and I read their testimony and how it went for them. So not at all, if anything, it was really helpful because not only did I get the help from the attorneys, but also I get the stories and the experiences from other people that are doing it the same, using the same resources as I have. So not at all, if anything, was like a selling point because I'm able to relate to other people. I was able to reach out to one of the people in the group about the particularity of the birth certificates for Venezuelans. So it was a really good thing to have because it changes a lot, your process, depending on which country you're from, how do you enter for the first time, and also where are you submitting your application from. So there was other people that were submitting from Orlando, so I was looking at their updates as well. So that was really helpful. Whenever I had a question or something, I know I could wait until the next time that you had a Zoom calls, which you do weekly, or also I can ask on the Facebook group and you will answer that same day, if not the day after. So those were the main concerns for me whenever I was thinking of building this case of, okay, what if I have a question, who's going to help me? And you guys were very responsible and like readily available for us, either through the calls every week or your responses on the Facebook group. So there's nothing I will say could be different because the way I did it, it cost me to have it in 4 months approved with no RFE. So I don't think there's anything I will change because it went the best way it could have gone, my process and my application and the approval later on. If somebody likes to be hands-on, they like to know what's being filled out, they like to know what's being sent on their behalf, a process like this is more, it fits more for me, for my personality, for the ways I like to handle things, because I'm able to know exactly what's being filled out. If I have questions, I have an attorney tell me if it's right or wrong. And I know what I'm sending. I know when I'm sending it. I have the package in my hands, and it's very reassuring. It relieves a lot of the nerves. I feel like when people do it through attorneys, they don't know when the attorney is going to send it, whenever the attorney has the time to send it. So it's very reassuring to know, okay, I have it in my hands and I put it in the hands of the USPS worker. Like I know it's on the way. And
Yeah.
those things help you a lot with, okay, and then they received it. And you know exactly what they have in their hands, because in my hands I have a copy of what I sent to them. So if somebody likes to handle their own things and be very involved with everything related to their immigration process or anything else in their life, something like this, like this marriage method, helps a lot.